Welcome
to New Entry Wrestling Podcast, baby. Welcome back to New Entry Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Sexy Ian, with my co-host, Ever. What it do, baby?
Hello, this is Ever, one half of New Entry Wrestling Podcast. Um, Today we're talking a little bit about my Hell in a Cell fantasy booking and a little bit of news. My other half, Ian, will do his part as well. Before I continue, I want to let you know that make sure, check out our merch store on teespring.com. Search for New Entry Wrestling Podcast. We got cool shirts and more, adding new designs as well down the road. Also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at New Entry Wrestling Pod. Thank you so much. Also check us out on YouTube, like, subscribe, and follow. So this episode we're talking about Hell in a Cell fantasy booking. We're actually gonna go to Hell in a Cell. It's in Chicago, which we're from the Chicagoland area, so we got the tickets already. We're excited. 100% not sure what the lineup is yet, but I'll give you what I would want in my Hell in a Cell booking and a little bit of news of what's going on in the wrestling world, and Ian will give his half as well. So the way the way I would start it, and this is just like in my head, right? The way I would start it, I would do a undisputed tag team championship match. I would have RK Bro versus the Usos versus New Day versus Mace and Mansoor. I know that's a little bit that that last one's a little bit off or unique, but that's just like the odd team that's in there. Uh, this will unify the tag team championships onto the undisputed tag team championships. I would actually go ahead and have the Usos continue winning it because I heard that now there's the news part that RK Bro might be broken up anyways. So that's like something that's gonna happen with RK Bro down the road. So it's gonna probably be at Hell in a Cell where they lose the tag team titles and then RK Bro. I don't know if Randy Orton turns on Riddle or Riddle turns on Randy Orton. That signify a heel turn. But I definitely would choose the Usos winning that match. My second match, I would have um, actually have Judgment Day. So I would include in Judgment Day, I would have Edge. I would have um, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and Champa. And they would go against AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Liv Morgan, and Mustafa Ali. I would actually have Judgment Day going over in that one. Then I would have Rhea Ripley pinning Morgan in that match. I just see like that would be a feud that would go forward. So AJ facing Edge mostly. That's like their feud, and then Balor and Priest, Morgan and Ripley, and Ali and Champa. I'll see Judgment Day having winning streak going on against his team, but eventually hopefully down the road at SummerSlam or something, Styles and Balor will have their day in winning. After that, I would have Gunther versus Ricochet for the IC title. Gunther's actually having a good run right now on SmackDown, making him look like a beast. So I wish I have Gunther actually win the Intercontinental Championship. He's just too overpowering for Ricochet. I think they will do a great match with Ricochet's speed and Gunther's strength. Gunther makes fast guys look good. I mean, have you ever seen the Elijah Dragunov versus Gunther match? That was a very good match. Very good match. So he could especially deal with high flyers. But I would definitely make sure they would last. And then Gunther would have a length of reign. If anything, I would have Gunther hold the IC title until like no, a Survivor Series. Make it actually credible again. No offense to any IC champions before that. But the IC title was usually the catalyst to become the next WWE champion. So I would definitely see Gunther winning that one. Winning the IC title. After that, I know it's called Hell in a Cell, but I haven't had an Hell in a Cell match yet. After that, I would have a United States Championship match with Theory, The Miz, Rey Mysterio, and Lashley. I would definitely continue having Theory win it. It just seems like for me, it would be his way of justifying his United States Championship reign as the next guy. He'll beat a multiple time WWE champion in The Miz, Rey Mysterio, and Lashley. So they gave him some credibility as champion, and now put him forward to being the next champion, especially with Roman Reigns taking time off, or actually he signed a part-time contract, so that made him less. He's gonna be like showing up once in a while, not there all the time. So this probably give Theory a better chance at being WWE champion down the road. I don't think he's gonna be champion soon. You don't want to push the trigger too much on him, but I will definitely. He'll probably have the U.S. championship until probably what's the next, until Saudi Arabia, which is what October. So whatever the October pay per view is gonna be, I think that's gonna be. I forgot what October is gonna be, but whatever October is gonna be, or probably until December or November. November, December. So I'll definitely have Theory winning that match. After that, I would start having. Um, I think SmackDown definitely needs a more competitive women's tag team championship. So I would have Sasha Banks versus Natalia versus Shayna Baszler versus Naomi versus Ronda Rousey versus Raquel Rodriguez for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I would actually have obviously I'll continue Ronda having it forward until Charlotte Flair comes back. So I don't know. I think Charlotte Flair's probably going to be out for 6 months to a year. Who knows how long she'll be out? But I'll definitely it's just give her more credibility to be champion, and then that continues the feud with every other woman that she faces. So that gives her more of a chance to actually have competition. I think they say Ronda's not gonna have as much matches as well. She's gonna probably be showing up once in a while, but defending it multiple times as well. So this is gonna probably lead to her this one, two, three, four, five, six woman um battle royal match is gonna be her having feuds with each of them. I think she already had a match with Raquel Rodriguez, but then with Baszler, then with Natalia, then with Naomi and Sasha, until Charlotte Flair comes back, and then Charlotte Flair takes the title back and becomes, I think, a 14-time champion. So yeah, for that one, and then I would have Cody versus Seth Rollins number 3. This is the trilogy. I know Cody has 2-0, but I would think this would be the best way to end their feud in a Hell in a Cell match. And I think Cody would bring it, and Seth Rollins as well. So definitely be something where I would see Seth Rollins win it. He would take the trilogy. So it'd be kind of like, I beat you now. I don't need to face you anymore. Yeah, you beat me twice, but I got you beat. So now then Cody could go on the feud with someone else, and Seth could go for the WWE Championship or undisputed WWE Championship. So I definitely see Seth Rollins winning that one. And then who knows, Cody might join Styles and Balor and be like Bullet Club, whatever the club, whatever the name I want to go with. But that'll be my next match. Before we continue, guys, I want to let you guys know we have our merch store. Check us out on teespring.com. We got cool shirts and more, adding new designs. Also, follow us on Instagram at New Entry Wrestling Pod. And check us out on our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and more. Thank you so much. All right, so my last two matches, I would have the WWE Raw Women's Championship. I'll have Bianca Belair versus Asuka versus Becky Lynch. I think that's going to be a good match moving forward. It looks like Asuka was robbed of it on Monday Night Raw, so I'll see her definitely continuing to face for the next couple weeks these two women, Lynch and Belair. But then I will definitely still have Belair go over. I think Belair has the top speed, the WWE Raw Women's Champion for a while until they decide to merge it. So eventually, who knows? Maybe by Survivor Series, Belair and Ronda Rousey face each other, become the undisputed Women's Championship, and then whoever wins that faces Charlotte Flair in a rematch, or Asuka or Becky Lynch become undisputed champion. But I'll definitely have Bianca Belair take that. Actually, I'll make that a Hell in a Cell match. Why not? And let's make it more fun. Because it's always good when you have one or two matches or three. So I'll definitely have Belair win that Hell in a Cell. All bloody. Asuka is the one. Blanche is the one that takes the pin. Asuka looks good. She didn't get pinned, but I'll definitely have Belair take that and continue being champion for a little bit longer, maybe until Survivor Series or until Cardiff, whatever. Clash at Clash at Wales, right? I think that's the one it's called. In my main event, I would have a Hell in a Cell match. I would have Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. I wish it only defend the WWE Championship, not the Universal Championship. I don't know how they'll do it, but I would prefer them to Roman Reigns to lose one title, not the other. Especially with them going part time, you want someone to be the champion in the meantime, because it's kind of weird if you're a world champion, you're not on television all the time. That's what I didn't like about Brock Lesnar's reign or Goldberg's reign. They would show up sporadically, and I never liked that kind of method. I would like the champion to be at least be on the show. And with Roman's being part time, I would definitely give more emphasis on the WWE Championship more. Um, I would definitely see, Drew McIntyre defending it more than Roman Reigns does. I think Roman Reigns only defended it like 16 times in the last 500 plus day reign he had. So I would have him just defend the WWE Championship, not the Universal Championship. Universal Championship could be there, but obviously SmackDown, I would, Raw looks like Raw has a little bit of better roster when it comes to like potential champions. You got Miz, Mysterio, Lashley, Theory, Randy Orton. You got who else? You got Cody, Seth. So I think the Raw title will be more viable to go after. I mean, the SmackDown too. I mean, um, after this pay per view, who knows? Um, it'll be Gunther. It'll be Ricochet. It'll be Nakamura. It'll be uh, who else? A few other guys, probably Kobe Kingston, but I would actually have McIntyre win the WWE Championship. I think McIntyre's done a good job before. It looks like he actually held the WWE Championship where Roman Reigns was out before, so it's kind of like he already proved himself as a great champion during that time when Roman Reigns was out. So I would definitely see him win the WWE Championship, hold it for a while, and especially with Reigns having a part-time reign. But who knows? The Universal Championship, I'll give it a little bit of time to get the other guys on SmackDown to catch up, or some guy from Raw move to SmackDown and face Reigns, and Reigns loses the title after I don't know 700 days, 600 days, or whatever at like the next pay-per-view in Cardiff, or wait on or just let McIntyre win at Cardiff, and then he wins the Universal title at Cardiff as well. So he's an undisputed champion at Clash at Wales or Clash of Cardiff, whatever it's called. And so he'll win at Hell in a Cell, the WWE Championship, and then he'll defeat Roman Reigns again at Clash at Cardiff for Universal title, becoming the undisputed championship. And some news. Um, so that's oh, sorry, let me go back. So Hell in a Cell, that's my fantasy booking. That's the way I would book it. Obviously, Ian has a different, matches he would set up, and you guys too. If you guys have any opinions on what your fantasy booking will be, let us know on Instagram. We'll post your list. I put 8 matches. You could put 4 matches, 5 matches, 6 matches, 9 matches. It's up to you. But more news. It looks like the AEW game is over budget by a few $1 million. They decided to do a new engine. Like I mentioned before, Roman Reigns signed a part-time contract, so he might not be a Hell in a Cell. But let's hope that's not the case. What else? Shelton Benjamin's out with an injury, so he might be out for a few months. Bailey Bailey got re-injured herself while training, so she might be out for another 3 to 4 months or 6 months. And what else? Ric Flair might wrestle again. I mean, I love Ric Flair, but at the same time, like he doesn't need to wrestle anymore. He's proven himself time and time again. Him just wrestling, I don't know. It just seems like why at this point. What else? WWE has allowed wrestlers to get a haircut now, so that's good for them. They can finally get a haircut. So if you want to go bald, you can go bald. That's great. Um, what else? What's other news? Oh, here Hikaru Shida had no idea why she was getting pulled out of the tournament. They never gave her a reason. I think she broke a rule in wrestling where you're not supposed to tell the storyline, but she said anything anyways. She's like, "Oh, I didn't know I was gonna get injured," quotation marks. but she is. She'll be out, and her replacement will be Chris Statlander. Fred Prinze Jr. is starting his own wrestling promotion probably by the end of next year. What else? There's a lot of stuff. Um, what else? Paige has talked about being Ronda Rousey's manager, so let's see how that goes. Jack Evans revealed that his regret was that he was too lazy working for AEW. Now he's out of AEW, but now he's like, eventually he's hopefully work his way up in whatever promotion he's gonna get at and be a great wrestler. Alberto Del Rio is involved in a backstage incident in a wrestling show in Mexico, so he might have wrestled for that promotion again. So much more news I think that Ian could cover as well, but that's all I had. This is Ever. My co-host Ian's gonna do his part for this fantasy booking. Again, guys, check out our merch store at teespring.com. We got cool shirts and more. Everything you guys get from us. We'll love your support. Tell your friends and family to check us out. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok and New Entry Wrestling Pod. Check us out on YouTube. Follow and subscribe. If you have any ideas, let us know. We are always looking for guests as well. But thank you guys so much. I'm Ever, and I'm out. Bye, guys.
Yo, welcome back to New Entry Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Ian. And yeah, so I'm gonna give you my part of fantasy booking of Hell in a Cell. Yeah, coming out on June 5th here in Chicago. I'm gonna go see that live. So pretty pretty cool. It's been a while since I went to a WWE event. I don't recall what was the last one I went to. It's been that long. That's what she said. Well, yeah, 2 or 3 years ago. I think the last one I went was in 2019, but a pay per view event. Ooh wee! I think the last one I went was Extreme Rules in back at 2012. So, anyways, let me give you my lineup for Hell in a Cell. My fantasy booking. So, all right, I for my lineup, I got the club, the Bullet Club, AJ Styles and Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan going against the Judgment Day, Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley in a mixed six tag team match. So a six mixed tag team match. Whatever. I also got Bobby Lashley and Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens and Omos. I also got, let's see, what else do I got? I got Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Carmella and Queen Zelina. I also got Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. And I also got Austin Theory defending his U.S. title against the one and only, the man you can't see, John Cena. Yeah, Austin Theory versus John Cena. Now, hear me out for this one, but obviously I'll tell you later on. And then my three main events, the Hell in a Cell matches that's going to take place in the Hell in a Cell. It's the Usos versus RK Bro. And a winner takes all match. Basically, I'm going based on how the last fantasy booking I did for WrestleMania Backlash. RKO won both tag team titles. They're basically defending the titles here against the Usos. So I just put winner takes all instead of saying the undisputed tag team because, yeah. Not a lot of people listen to the last episode. So, but yeah, trying to be clear on that. The other Hell in a Cell match is going to be Charlotte Flair, woo, versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown title. And I also got Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match. So let's go ahead and get this show started, baby. The opening match once again. It's Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Championship. The reason why he's not closing the show because, well, Roman Reigns is a part-timer now. So forget him, even though he's still boppy to me. But anyways, Roman Reigns, I will have Roman Reigns go over, defeating Drew McIntyre in a cheat win. Have him hit him with a low blow and then put him in the submission lock. Basically, Drew McIntyre didn't tap out. He just passed out because of the low blow and the chokehold. So Roman Reigns retains the title. I'll have this match go about like 15 minutes because just so this rivalry could continue onto either Money in the Bank or the big event overseas. So the next match I'm gonna have the Usos versus RK Bro for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships inside Hell in a Cell. This match is definitely gonna go 20 minutes, man. I'm gonna have the Usos get the W. So RK Bros, in my fantasy booking, they are the undisputed tag team champions holding SmackDown and Raw tag team titles. They walked in as champions, but they do not walk out as champions. The Usos are definitely going to walk out with the titles after this match. Roman Reigns is standing out in the stage on the ramp, whatever, waiting for them, and they all hold their titles, fireworks and everything, going crazy right now. So, making it look like they just closed the show or something. So the Usos would definitely get the W. I will have both Usos doing a splash on top of a ladder onto Matt Riddle and Randy Orton, both getting doing like a double pin or something, and then they get the W that way. So number 3, I will have my boy Austin Theory coming out to defend his United States champion in a U.S. Open Challenge, calling out the one and only John Cena. But here's the I don't know the right word for it. John Cena is not gonna show up. Austin Theory is just calling John Cena, knowing damn well he ain't gonna show up. He ain't got time to show up. He got money moves to make, man. He got other things to do, man. He got movies. He got a wife, a hot wife, So meetings to do, commercials. He ain't gonna show up for Hell in a Cell. Especially in Chicago. He ain't got time for that. He don't care about us no more. So Austin Theory's going to do something similar like what The Miz did back in '09, calling out John Cena and knowing that he ain't going to show up, getting the 10, So Austin Theory tells the ref, ring the bell, start counting, counts to 10, and he gets the W over John Cena in a countdown, in a 10 count out, whatever, in a count out, via count out. Because John Cena didn't show up. So he is basically one-on-one John Cena, building up a feud for a bigger arena or a bigger stage, I should say. So, yeah. So, Austin Theory gets the W for that one. Retained his U.S. title over John Cena, even though he didn't show up. Number 4, Sasha Banks versus Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Carmella and Queen Zelina. Have this match go like 10 minutes. My girl Sasha Banks and Naomi get the W. Sasha Banks makes Carmella tap out. Ooh wee, kind of keeney right there. Number 5, Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey in a Hell in a Cell match for the SmackDown's Women title. I would have. This is where I'm going based on the last fantasy booking I did. Charlotte and Ronda went in a last women's standing match. Basically, they both got knocked down, and so meaning Charlotte retained her title. But tonight, Ronda makes Charlotte tap out, where she walks away with the Smackdowns title. So she will get the W on this one. I will have this match go maybe like 15 minutes, not too long. Yeah, because the next match I really care for, and this match I really want to go for a while. The Club, AJ Styles and Finn Balor teaming up with Liv Morgan to go against the Judgment Day, Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. So in a six mixed tag team match, so the Club they get the W, while Liv Morgan pins Rhea Ripley in a sunset flip. So because I don't know Liv Morgan's finisher, so I'm just gonna give her like a surprise roll up, getting the W. I'll have this match go about 20 minutes as well, so that way the Club and Liv Morgan, the babyface, they get a big win over the Judgment Day, and that way the feud could continue as well. Number 8, Bobby Lashley and Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens and Omos. Tag team match. Have this match be pretty short, like 8 minutes or something like that. Just a fun, like a filler in or something like that. Bobby Lashley and Ezekiel get the W. I'll have Ezekiel pin Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is going to go for a stunner, but Ezekiel reverses it, turns it into a schoolboy, gets the 1, 2, 3 that way. So a quick surprise. Number 7, the main event is gonna be none other than Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, versus Seth freaking Rollins, inside a Hell in a Cell match, and definitely gonna have Seth Rollins get the W on this one. Seth Rollins, plus it's Chicago, so I mean it'd be cool if Cody Rhodes wins, but I have Seth Rollins go over. And that way, yeah, I don't know why, but I'll have him go over, hitting him with a curb stomp on a steel chair. And, no, not a steel chair. I'll say steel steps. On the steel steps, getting the 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins celebrates, but Cody Rhodes wants to shake his hand. Seth Rollins, like, smacks his hand out of the way, saying, I don't want to shake it, tries to walk away. And then he turns around to go throw a punch at Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes reverses it and hits him with a crossroads. So that way he's basically the last man standing, even though Seth Rollins got the W, but Cody Rhodes is the last man standing. Or he's walking away standing or something. And it'd be a great way to close the show with, hearing Cody Rhodes' music. So, yeah. So that's my fantasy booking right there. Hope you guys enjoyed it or didn't. I don't know. I know it's better than what's his name ever. Pretty sure mine's a little bit better, but you guys decide on, either on the comments, or if you're listening to us on Spotify, scroll down and click. There'll be like a voting poll down there. So yeah. But anyways, we're gonna continue with this episode. I am gonna have a returning guest, Bobby the Booger. He's gonna do a Hell in a Cell trivia. So let's go ahead and get into that trivia right here, right now. Bobby the Booger, are you ready? Are you ready? Cause let's go. So unfortunately, Bobby the Booger cannot be my the guest, whatever, on the show for that trivia challenge. So we're gonna have Ever doing it, because I don't know what happened. Bobby, his connection dropped, so and Ever's here. So anyways, we're gonna have Ever doing the trivia challenge. Let's go, baby. Yo, it's trivia time. You ready, Ever?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Let's get into this, baby. So you're ready? All right. There's gonna be 12 questions. So
About what?
Hell in the Cell.
Nice.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's see if you could be undefeated. Have you ever won any games from trivia?
No.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's see. All right. Question number 1. What year did the first Hell in the Cell take place? Is it A, 1997, B, 1998, or C, 1999, or D, 2000.
It was Bad Blood, 1997.
1997. You're going with A, right?
A,
So
1997. Yeah.
And you are correct, sir.
Nice.
You got one right so far. Is this going to be your only one
I don't know.
right question?
Maybe.
Let's find out. All right, question number 2. What year did... What is that? Oh, the Hell in the Cell. Oh, wait. What year did the first ever Hell in the Cell pay-per-view take place? Is it A, 2008, B, 2009, C, 2010, or D, 2011?
2009.
You sure?
Yeah.
And you are correct. Let's go.
Nice.
Damn, ever 2-0.
Yeah, no, that's like
Oh my gosh.
the most I've got it right.
Facts.
I'm wrestling fan, man. Trivia. Damn, I gotta get better.
Facts. What was the longest? Oh, question number 3. What was the longest Hell in a Cell match ever? Is it A, 39 minutes, B, 38:50,
Whoa.
C, 1 hour, or D, 47 minutes and 26 seconds? That's a long time.
That's a long match. What would it be, though? I remember that one of the women's matches was like 39 minutes. I'll say D, 47 minutes.
D. You are correct, sir. D. Damn. Do you know what match that was?
Was it Armageddon Hell in a Cell?
No, that was it was Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, Bad Blood.
Oh, yeah.
04.
Wow.
So, yeah. Question number 4. Who has the most appearance inside Hell in a Cell match? Is it A, Triple H, B, HBK Shawn Michaels, C, The Undertaker, or D, Roman freaking Reigns? Nah, Roman Reigns, the Tribe of Chief.
This is hard because
That's what she said.
because Undertaker was the reason why they made the match, but then Triple H was also in a lot of them, or Chamber. I'll say Undertaker.
You're going with Undertaker?
Yeah.
For most appearance, it is The Undertaker. You are correct, sir. Let's go.
Like, the match was made for him, so him not being in the most. I mean, right now it might change eventually.
Yeah.
Down a couple
I mean,
years.
more, and then feud-wise,
Feud-wise, yeah.
it made more sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, Undertaker was like, to end this feud, we have to go through Hell in a Cell.
We have to go through hell
Yeah.
in a cell.
So, and it's like, even if you win, it beat me, you're not gonna come out the same after that match.
Yeah.
So what question was that? Number 4. So this is number 5. Who has the most victories inside Hell in a Cell? Is it A, Roman Reigns, B, Triple H, C, Shawn Michaels, or D, The Undertaker?
Is it the same question as the last one?
This has most victories inside Hell in a Cell. Last one was more appearance.
I would say Undertaker again because mostly if you have the most appearances, the most victories make sense. So I say D.
You are correct, sir. D. It is The Undertaker. He has 8 victories and 6 losses. Triple H is second. He has 6 victories.
He's been in 14 Hell in a Cell matches?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
14 total.
Well, I didn't know that was that many. I'm like, Jesus.
The last one was
Wasn't he
WrestleMania 32
Oh, wow. Who did
against
he
Shawn Michaels, Shane McMahon.
Oh, okay.
And for Triple H, he has the second. He had 6 victories, 3 losses, and his last one was at WrestleMania 28 against The Undertaker.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And then in third place is Randy Orton.
So Orton probably has the most. He's probably gonna beat the record then. He wrestles for 10 more years.
If he shows up,
Not really,
if he shows for
because
like 5, let's say he shows up for 6 more.
yeah, but no, not really,
No.
because I mean, I see where you're coming from. Yes, is it possible? Yes, but Randy made 8 appearances, and he only so he only been in Hell in a Cell 8 times, and he won 5 and lost 3,
So if he shows up to like say,
and that's in
6 more,
20 years.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Well, actually, that was in back in 09, because that was more when he was in the main event picture.
Yeah.
And had that storyline with but he had one with the Undertaker too.
Yeah.
But that was because of the Undertaker. That's different.
Yeah.
But for Randy Orton, because he's a main event player, it's like 09.
Okay. Wow.
So
he probably got 10 more years, but he probably be like 1 more or 2 more.
yeah, so
He may not even win.
he would need to be 4 more Hell in the Cells
and win all 4.
and win all 4
To
to
beat the
break
record.
to beat the record.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think that's a record he wants to break.
No, that's
So-
a lot of.
That's not really, because that's one Hell in a Cell match in once a year, so it's not that bad. All right, next question. What was it? 6?
Yeah.
Who lost the most Hell in a Cell match? Even though I basically just gave you the answer.
Yeah.
Is it A, The Undertaker, B, Triple H, C, Brock Lesnar, or D, Sasha Banks?
Undertaker. He told me. He lost 6 times.
6 times, yes, that is correct.
Sasha lost once. Brock lost
Sasha lost twice.
Brock lost once or twice.
Sasha lost twice. I don't remember who she lost to.
She
It
lost
was
to
Charlotte.
And
Okay.
Bailey.
Oh, yeah.
She lost to Bailey, or they lost the tag team title.
I thought Sasha won.
I don't remember.
So I honestly don't remember who she's been in the Hell in a Cell.
Alexa? Bliss?
No. I know Bailey for sure, but I thought Sasha won that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
And who's the other one?
Huh. Oh, we gotta look it up.
I really don't remember who she faced.
Anyone knows? Let me know.
Oh, it was Becky.
It was Becky Lynch.
Becky.
Okay.
So I think So I think that's the one. Becky. I think she lost to Becky and. So damn, Sasha basically faced all 3 horsewomen in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Or face them, not beat. All right, so this one's gonna be a little tricky question.
God. Oh my
So,
god.
what match did not take place inside a Hell in a Cell match at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? Okay.
Did not
So
take place.
the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. What match did not take place inside Hell in a Cell match?
Oh shit.
So is it A, Sheamus versus the Big Show for the world title, CM Punk versus Ryback, Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE title, or is it D, Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE title? So is it A, Sheamus versus Big Show, B, CM Punk versus Ryback, C, Randy Orton versus John Cena, or D, Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan? Which match did not take place inside Hell in a Cell match at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view?
Okay, for sure, Randy and John Cena will definitely take place in there. Randy and Daniel Bryan will definitely take place out in a Cell. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. I don't see Sheamus and Big Show. Like, no offense to either of them, they're great wrestlers and definitely Hall of Famers, but I don't think they would give them their own Hell in a Cell match. So I'll say Sheamus and Big Show.
You are correct, sir.
Okay.
Sheamus versus Big Show. And you know what's funny?
Because I don't see either of them. Like, I don't know offense to either of them.
They they faced each other at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view,
Yeah.
but they didn't face each other inside Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
And that match, honestly, was the great match of the night.
Wow.
It was great match of the night. They went almost 20 minutes, or they probably went over 20 minutes.
Wow.
It was way better than the other matches on the card.
Wow.
So it should have been in a Hell in a Cell match, but
Would have been as great if it was Hell in a Cell? Or you think
I don't know.
it
I really
dampened
do.
it?
I really don't know. Maybe they had something to prove because they weren't in the Hell in a Cell
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, because that's the only match I will see not being Hell in a Cell. They're great wrestlers, but like,
and that's the
still, like the other
and-
ones are like, okay, I can see those
yeah.
happening.
And that's the one that should have been,
Yeah.
because they actually had a good story leading into the pay-per-view. But hey, it's whatever. And it kind of it sucks because after that match, it kind of flopped from there.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, Um. All right. So are you six? You're 6-0 right now, huh?
7.
You're 7-0.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. So what match or what Hell in a Cell match did not take place at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is it A, The Undertaker versus CM Punk?
Uh,
B, DX versus McMahon in the Big Show? C, John Cena versus Randy Orton? Or D, Randy Orton versus Sheamus? What Hell in a Cell match did not take place at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view?
God damn.
You gotta hurry up.
One more time.
All right.
I'm for sure Orton and Cena are out.
So what Hell in a Cell match did not take place at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? A, The Undertaker versus CM Punk. B, DX versus the McMahon family and the Big Show. C, John Cena versus Randy Orton. Or D, Randy Orton versus Sheamus.
I'm leaning for A or D because you said not to. How in a Cell match did not take place at.
A Hell in a Cell match. So all these matches are Hell in a Cell.
But not the pay-per-view.
But which of these Hell in a Cell matches did not take place at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view event?
I would say Undertaker and CM Punk.
That your final answer?
Yeah, because the other ones I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
Fortunately, you got that one wrong, man.
Oh, wow.
So you are 7-1. Hey, that's not bad, man. It's better than 1-7.
True.
So the answer
it then?
was DX versus McMahon and the Big Show.
See, that's my second choice.
That
'Cause
one-
I'm like, that one
yeah.
looks like that would not main event. Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
I mean, it main evented Unforgiven. It was one of the
that's
main
why they got rid of
events.
that shit. They got rid of that
So,
pay-per-view.
It was one of the main events. This one was at 06 with it was Edge versus Cena TLC.
Oh wow, okay.
One of the worst Hell in a Cell matches. Not really. It was not that bad, but there was some pretty bad moments in there. All right. So these questions up next are true or false.
Mm-hmm.
Next question: did Kevin Nash ever wrestle inside Hell in a Cell? True or false? Everybody knows.
False.
The answer is true. He has. He wrestled Triple H.
Oh, wow.
Bad Blood, 2003 for the World Heavyweight titles.
Wow.
Mick Foley was special guest referee. All right. Next question: Hulk Hogan versus The Undertaker ever wrestled inside Hell in a Cell? True or false?
False. I don't see Hogan doing Hell in a Cell. No offense.
That would be dope, though.
Yeah, that would be, but in their primes, not right now. 'Cause-
Shoot.
But no, I'll never see. Yeah, I would never see that. That match would never happen. Hulk
All right.
Hogan? No.
False. So you said false, right? So yeah, that's right.
Cool.
You are correct, good sir. Yeah. Ooh, Kobe. Anyways, next question. The Rock only had one Hell in a Cell match in his career. True or false?
True.
You are correct, sir. He's only appeared in the one with the Armageddon
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell, the 6-way match.
It had to be fun to do again. Or was that good? Remember they choked Sam Rikishi off the
Yeah,
truck?
it was good. It was good.
Okay.
It was a good match. Obviously, at that time, it was like crazy, but now it's like, it's all right.
True.
I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since the last time I watched it. I may have to rewatch it again. Next question: who were the first two women to headline Hell in a Cell match in a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? Is it A, Sasha Banks versus Bayley, Natalia versus Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, Nikki Bella versus Paige? So is it A, B, C, or D? I think this is a trick question.
I say D's out for sure.
Yeah, Nikki Bella and Paige. I don't recall them.
B's out.
B, yeah.
So I know Sasha wasn't one of them, so it's either A or C.
So is it Sasha Banks versus Bayley or Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks? The question is who were the first two women to headline Hell in a Cell match inside Hell in a Cell pay-per-view?
Because I like Bailey, but I think Charlotte would be a better person to make the first one in history.
You know, for a guy who knows about history, doesn't know a lot about history.
I'll say Charlotte and Sasha Banks.
Yeah, that's correct, sir.
I do like American history and like wrestling history is different. I'm trying to work on it.
Yeah, you got that one right. So that was the last question, but I do have one more question.
Okay.
This is more of a preference, your opinion. So right now, the Charlotte one was the last one. So what's your score?
10 right, 2 wrong.
Damn, Ever, you finally won.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I could have got another one right, but I kind of like.
You picked the wrong one.
I went with my like. I just thought like, nah, that one could have happened. Like,
but all right, this next question, like I said, it doesn't count as a point. It's just more of your preference.
Yeah.
I am gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some choices though.
Okay.
You know, so what match would you love to see inside what match would you love to see inside Hell in a Cell? The match.
Actual match?
Yeah, the match Hell in a Cell. A. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar.
Whoa.
B. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. C. Triple H versus Randy Orton. Or D. John Cena versus Batista. Which one of these would you love to see take place Hell in a Cell? Or would have loved to see take place?
What's the first one?
Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, Triple H versus Randy Orton, and John Cena versus Batista.
I would say Triple H versus Randy Orton.
You know, and it's crazy how they never had a Hell in a Cell match.
I know, because Bret Hart, I don't think he would want to like take. I mean, he would probably go for it, but he wouldn't want to get hit. And then the Lesnar one,
especially Bret Hart versus Shawn. If it was Shawn Michaels,
yeah.
Oh yeah, he would have loved to be in a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
So, but
the Orton one, I'm like, I was surprised though. Like you said, like what? All these years, they never like
all that feud, all those years, and it's like, wait a minute, they never had a Hell in a Cell match,
wow.
And they should have.
I think if they were both wrestling today, they probably would have had one coming up.
I wouldn't say coming up, but it would have been a nice, like something similar to like Batista and Triple H had.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, hey, this is gonna be my last match, and it's gonna take place on a Cell.
Yeah.
And then same thing with Batista and John Cena. They never had a Hell in a Cell. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels is understandable, and then the crazy one is Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah. But I would love to see those two wrestle in a Hell in a Cell. But out of those four, it's like it's crazy to me that Triple H and Randy Orton never face each other inside Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like what?
So,
of all the people.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have done that like in 2005 when they had that when Orton became champion.
Yeah, it could have. Yeah, Randy Orton.
Let it off for a couple more months and like Hell in a Cell is where we end it.
I don't recall ever Randy Orton getting a rematch for that world title.
Exactly, that would have been a perfect place.
Yeah,
but no, they decided to like do something else with it. I forgot what happened after that.
Even Batista faced Triple H in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
But all right, well, anyways, congrats on your victory, Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just preparing for the live show.
Oh yeah, facts. Cody Rhodes.
Well, we're gonna be there.
Seth Rollins.
We're gonna be Hell in a Cell.
And my main event, Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel. That's my main event, man. After that match, I'm leaving. So, but anyways, good job, Ever.
Thank you.
So you wanna take this home, wrap it up?
Yeah.
So yeah, you wanna hit your lines?
All right, listeners, this will be it for this episode. I am Ever, and this is Ian.
And we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo-doo-doo!